Welcome to the CV Confidence Coach podcast with your host Liz Maguire, where she helps you to learn the secret of an interview-winning CV. Liz shows you how to deliver a compelling CV which increases career confidence, optimises your professional visibility and opens interview doors. Tune in weekly as she shares proven and simple strategies to help you craft your interview-winning CV. Make sure you head over to www.giraffecvs.co.uk to subscribe for our free newsletter with more CV writing and career tips.
Hello, this is Liz Maguire, the CV Confidence Coach, and I'm delighted that you've decided to return for another jam-packed episode. This week I'd like to talk about the once popular but now considered very cliched term team player, and how, although you shouldn't write this on your CV anymore, I am a team player, it's a big etiquette no-no. I think that you can show that you're a team player in other ways, and it's really important to do so because your ability to work with, engage, collaborate with other people is essential in the workplace, and it's something that every employer is going to want to know that you can do. So how can you say and show that you're a team player without actually saying, I am a team player? Let's find out. So as I've just said, the once popular term team player is really now seen as a hackneyed cliche that you should avoid at all costs when writing your CV. But despite this, the sentiment that the phrase represents, in essence, it's an ability to work effectively with others to achieve common goals, is just as important as it ever was. Recruiters want to see that you're able to communicate with colleagues in a variety of contexts, and that you have the desired interpersonal skills that you really need to link up with others and combine the power of your skills and experience with others in your team. So it's a bit of a paradox. It can cause some head scratching when writing your CV. How can you use your CV to show that you're a team player without actually saying you are one? Well, work environments today are really a melting pot of different teams. You're not likely to just work with the same handful of people as people may have done in the past. As an individual professional now, you'll probably be a member of several teams. You'll define departments, various project teams, working groups, organising committees. Your team could be across the desk or all over the world. Team working now spans departments, organisations, countries, partners, clients, suppliers, and a range of public, private and third sector stakeholders. Boundaries are definitely often blurred now, and your ability to cross them at ease is really a highly desirable trait that an employer will be looking for. So this is great news for your CV. It offers you the opportunity to draw on numerous scenarios and examples from throughout your working history to show that you have those team player abilities. So let's talk through a few potential ways that you could actually demonstrate team working on your CV. First off, how about coaching and mentoring? Now, coaching and mentoring others is really important to raise team and individual performance. And your ability to portray yourself as a coach and mentor on your CV can really enhance a recruiter's perception of you. So whether you've coached or mentored others on a formal or informal basis, it's a good idea to add some examples into your CV about where you've advised, supported and guided peers to develop and teach them. So you could draw examples from instances where you've informally looked after new members who've just come on board and how you've supported them as they've learned the ropes. Or perhaps you've even acted as a dedicated mentor to someone during their first year of professional practice. Your role as a coach and mentor, when you talk about it on your CV, can demonstrate that you're patient, that you've got a tendency towards sharing and caring, positivity. They can show your desire to be a role model, and of course your commitment to the greater good of the team. So if you can showcase experience gained as a coach or mentor on your CV, it also suggests to the recruiter that you're perceived as someone who attracts respect, who inspires and motivates those all around them. These are all core traits of a strong team player, I'm sure you'd agree. Another way that you can show you're a team player on your CV is through examples of project delivery. Now, involvement in projects is a fantastic way to highlight your team working skills. So whether you've played the role of project manager, whether you've facilitated the PMO or represented your team's interests in guiding project delivery, these are all relevant team working examples. You may have worked closely with different stakeholder groups to agree and pursue a common approach. You're likely to have needed to overcome some issues that threatened to cause delay to the project. When delivering a project, you're also likely to have needed to ensure that appropriate resources are available to deliver the project. All of these common threads require you to reach out to others and collaborate for the common good. So have a think about some examples of projects that you've been involved in and consider how you can best use them to draw out team working abilities on your CV. The third way of illustrating teamwork on your CV is when you've managed and supported change. Now, change management is a big deal for employers these days. The marketplace we're operating in is ever evolving, and as such, businesses really need to adapt or get left behind. So if you're someone who recognises that business transformation is a necessity, and if you're someone who embraces your organisation's efforts to move forward, then you have the potential to inject positivity and drive acceptance of change within your team, influencing the peers around you. Now, this can be really valuable to employers who might be struggling with resistance to change or finding it hard to explain the rationale and benefits of a change at an operational level, for example. Even if you're not personally driving the change, if your CV can demonstrate that you're willing to get behind change programs and encourage others to adapt, then this mindset has a strong appeal. After all, progress is best achieved when everyone's on board. Another great way to show that you're a team player without saying it is to include examples of where you've contributed to the centre. Now, on your CV, you can outline instances where you've shared knowledge and promoted best practice amongst your team. And this is a great way to show you're a team player and that you promote teamwork. So how to practically do this? Well, outline how you documented key processes, how you've shared industry knowledge on news with colleagues. Perhaps you've presented some how-to sessions, toolbox talks or brown bags, etc. Well, recruiters will see these as evidence of team working and that you've supported the achievement of the team as a whole rather than just looked out for yourself. So these actions indicate a commitment to continuous improvement and suggest you're someone who's not content just to stand still, but strives to move forward in the company of your team. It can position you as a really attractive candidate. Okay, the next way that you can show you're a team player is by talking about team leadership. Perhaps you're a team leader with accountability for managing a team of direct reports to achieve set objectives and targets. If this is the case, then consider using your CV to affirm that you lead by example, adopting a let's go, collaborative kind of approach rather than a go directive approach. If you're a team leader, instances where you've recognised and invested in junior talent provide another way to demonstrate your commitment to the performance and steady progression of your team. Showing that you've supported team members to identify development needs, to acquire and maintain their skills, indicates that you look out for others and not just yourself. So it can be a strong message on your CV. Finally, we're at number 6. And the sixth way to show that you are a team player on your CV is by describing the way that you've worked with business partners and suppliers. Now, collaborating with external stakeholders such as business partners and suppliers is another capability that can be highlighted on your CV to demonstrate teamwork. Liaising with suppliers and partners to work towards mutually beneficial goals whilst protecting your own individual business interests is critical to the success of many organisations. As a further factor, many now work with partners who are based offshore rather than those in their own country. So awareness of time zones, cultural sensitivities and communication issues all add a different dynamic to team working. Global team working requires a different approach to the days when your team members physically passed you on the way to the coffee machine. And this can really strengthen your CV. These are just a few examples of how to show that you are a team player without using the words team player. I hope they've given you some food for thought. And just as a closing comment, ultimately you should aim to present yourself as someone who can fit into any team and who would be a really great fit for the team that the recruiter has in mind. So there you have it. 6 ways to show you're a team player without saying you're a team player. Thanks for listening. Tune in again next week. Bye for now.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of the CV Confidence Coach podcast. If you did, please do leave a review and subscribe here in iTunes to make sure you don't miss the next show. Head on over to www.giraffecvs.co.uk to subscribe for our free newsletter for more CV writing and career